It's Monday night on the Geeky Gamer Podcast. We do this every so often, like all Mondays at exactly 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This episode features myself, Bill, Matty, and Hulker. We have a Patreon.
We do. Supposedly. I haven't seen it.
Geeky Gamer Podcast. You haven't seen it?
No. I don't know what it is. I had a new reward for it. If you're of if you're in the bourbon club, right? Then each month, Ken and myself will share a remote bottle with you.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll just hang out and drink together and,
We'll drink and go dark. It'll be great.
Be a good time.
Mr. Interrupt and all lowercase letters guide the mood music on the program. Couchfire Media. The Moo. We got lots of cows here in America. Art media production by Couchfire Media. Something Bunkum. Trois Productions. We're
not really sure.
Yeah. Oh, a while back.
We don't actually know who they are.
We don't. Who are these people? Well,
hey, Hulker. Who's our sponsor for tonight?
It's sponsored by Vibes, man. Like what you're feeling when you fire up that stream, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, some Vibes called me up and they said, "Hey, Pat, we want to sponsor your stream." I said, "That's cool. That's cool, Daddy-O. You go ahead and do that." Yeah. He's sponsored by Vibes.
Lord. Good. Well. How long have you had that one in the bank?
It's like we're grooving to a sound on a headphone.
It's
going straight to your ear. It has eliminated the middleman that is the air between the speakers and your ear. He's just putting it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Make it
well,
real.
Good. That's good. That's good. We're
playing DreadLore tonight.
Apparently. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
We're playing DreadLore tonight. And as this is the indie game written by people who are close to us.
1,400 people. I'm pretty sure it was like a legion of people that wrote the game.
That's
came together in a. So you've seen the movie 300. That's pretty much how, the game was created.
I like calling it an adjective-based role-playing game with some dice.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
The fuck did you just say?
I don't know. Just seemed right at the time.
No, it's actually pretty good. The last we left our group of actually, you guys are adventurers. Last we left our group of intrepid adventurers, which is the terrible band that got kicked off Spotify for whatever, hacking it. Oops.
What?
Yeah, it's not on Spotify anymore.
Yeah, he got his own music band.
Whoops.
What'd you do?
I kind of hacked Spotify.
He did. He listened to it.
What can I do?
What, 1 million times on 16
it wasn't 1 million.
servers.
It's 300,000. We had about 300 and 30,000 listens on our
one
on
IP
one
address.
song. No, I had multiple IP. I'm not a.
Oh, did you?
I'm not a noob. There's multiple IP addresses. They just caught on after a while. Anyway, I mean, honestly, I was just listening to my own music. That's what it was, on repeat.
In every room in the house.
No, it was on my computer, and I was listening to my music. Granted, I'd be asleep, and I would still be listening to it, but I was listening to the music. It's not like I actually fucked them over or hacked them or something. They were like, "Oh, that's against our rules," and I was like, "I didn't know that." And they're like, "Well, too bad. You can never be on our platform again." So fuck them. Now you can go find intrepidadventurers.bandcamp.com. Last we left our group of intrepid adventurers, you guys are on the airship, the Butte is the name of it. You can spell that however you want, because I spell it any way that's phonetic. The Butte is the name of Von Penn, Captain Von Penn's airship. No one knows his first name. You get like some sort of prize if you figure that out. Regardless, Von Penn is known.
Quill.
I just was walking into that. I know I was. It doesn't stop.
Ink.
So, go on.
George?
You when you unmute, it makes a ding. I can tell.
Well, I'm wondering if that goes both ways. It's these terrible fucking people.
Yeah, you have to. You got to turn that off if you want to be sneaky about it. I'm gonna know every time.
I wish it was like a nice bell. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's
the cat
I'm
ring.
glad it's not a fucking bell. Just like zing. It would be awful.
I had to turn off Springer mode. I guess I could just have I could remove
You
your
mean
name.
streamer mode?
Yeah, streamer mode.
Yeah. Regardless,
It's fine.
you guys, Von Penn, he is this airship captain. He smuggles. He's a man of commerce. Okay, meaning that he smuggles stuff, and oftentimes it's trade secrets or unique items or just stolen goods to various places, and you're usually doing something under the radar. Recently, as in within the last few months, you guys left the Divvy Isles, which if you are in the book, I believe it's chapter 6. I'm not 100% sure on that. Let me find out. That actually might be the Arbiters. I wrote the book, I can't remember. Yeah, chapter 6 is for the Arbiter. My bad. Hey, it's my ex-girlfriend.
I think it's we're on the right side of the map. The
Yeah, now you are. If you go to page
Myri'i.
320,
Oh, nice.
if you're
Thanks.
reading in the book,
I'm
page
totally
320,
reading the
321 is the map. In the middle west, that's the Divvy Isles. And there's a load of them, lots and lots and lots of these. The Sea of Stars is called Stars because there's so many islands. You guys started there. This is all pre-game. And looped down south across Azraelia. The last stop you had was in the far east of Azraelia, near the Serpent Tail Range. And you're coming up through the belly and right along the edge of the Great Drop. Now,
Drop it like it's hot.
this is sort of like... I'm sorry?
I said drop it like it's hot. Sorry.
Yeah, it's rather clandestine, what you guys are doing. The Great Drop is a Bermuda Triangle of sorts, and I've described it at length in the last game. So, big storms, think Furiosa, Fury Road, huge storm in the desert. That's kind of what it always looks like. And going in there sucks. Well, you guys got shot at by this massive ship called a Dreadnought. Dreadnought-style airship. It's huge, like 3 times the size of your guys' sloop. this is a bruiser, which means it's overly armored, has more weapons than it should, more people than it should. It's one of those airships that has like a testicles, swinging from the bottom of it. You know what I'm talking about? No? Nobody? You got the jokes, but nobody's going to pay attention to what I'm saying.
No idea.
Got some blimp nuts. That's what it's got. That's good. That's good. I'll give you a pip for that.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it attacks you. You guys, try to get out of its way. It's on your ass. It's faster than you. It's scarier. It has more chest hair than you. Turns out that someone was sabotaging your ship, which I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
Yep.
I will let you fill in the blanks here. And maybe that's why the engine was fucked up and all sorts of stuff. Hey, it's a story. So you turn into the storm, into the Great Drop, into the storm which you've actually tried to escape and did before. One thing about Captain Von Penn, he is an eccentric and enigmatic person. And one of the main rules on his ship is if he goes in his cabin and locks the door, there's like this theurgic lock on it, he is not to be disturbed. The last time that he was, it was Solidus who snuck his way in there, and he almost got shot in the brain. So, you guys dive through the storm, all hell's breaking loose, the ship's like spinning, cats and dogs are living together, and that is where we're gonna start, pretty much. A little bit of recap on your own. Anything you guys want to bring up to revigorate our minds? I'm not going to call you out. I'm just going to give you some time. Yay or nay? Do you want to say something?
I would like to file a complaint with the union and making me work 3 shifts in a row straight.
Whoa.
As a mage of the Order of the Lady of the Veil.
There are actually guilds, and you should look into those. They're it's in cultures.
Yeah.
I think it's like page 300 something.
Yeah, I
We
was
should
wondering
definitely look into it.
if I start out, are we starting out in these guilds, or do I need to work towards the guild?
No, you could be in a guild.
Okay, cool.
You can't be very high up. You're not gonna be like a fucking Malik or something.
No, I'm the doorstop.
You can
I get it.
But yeah, especially being a mage, you could do.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
I would like to point out a couple of other things to sort of expand upon the recap. We had 8 Marines.
Indeed.
That were on the ship. We and presumably they are still there. And
yes.
And I'm trying to look through here. There's one other thing that could just kind of stood out when I saw it. We had the crew member who was killed at the bottom deck. And,
you know who that was?
The crew member was Oddwald.
Yep, Oddwald, the engineer, as in the chief engineer of the ship. Winchester's boss. And Relief.
yeah. Yep. I would like to add to a little bit to the story. There have been 3 deaths aboard, and I think Winchester knows about 0 of those deaths. Or do I know about the chef who died?
Yeah, you would have known about the chef.
Okay, but
because that was like That was like a day ago or so.
Okay. So that's been some time.
Yeah.
So three of our crew have died.
Crawl, the cook went first.
Yeah.
Potentially by foul play. It seemed like Solidus thought it was foul play.
Yeah.
Oddwald died, and then there's a third that died. In fact, I think someone fell overboard.
No, I saved them from dying.
Oh, did you save them? Yeah.
I saved. I think it was Liz or Eros. I don't remember. I saved one of those guys, or maybe it was Gamble.
Jolly good.
No, actually, I saved Stuffy.
That's right, Stuffy.
We'd be
Stuffy is he's a gunner's mate, is what he is.
So he probably likes me better than maybe some of the
and
other.
then you lost a crew member that death by velociraptor bite.
Yeah. Sal. Good old Sal.
He ate the shit out of his face, man.
The Buto likes human blood now.
Yeah. Fucking Sal, I swear. What the hell?
Sal fucked it up for all of us.
So, anyone else want to add anything?
Yeah, the last thing we did at the very end of the episode, I think we did a relatively good job of avoiding most of the ordnance from the ship across the way that was attacking us. But I guess we'd flown down pretty low, and we might have bumped a little bit of the canyon with our lighter than airship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you were like, okay. Ham towel. Love it.
Matty? Anything?
I think that's ham.
Woo.
Sorry?
I think I'll have a. I'll just probably.
Ham towel?
It's just it says how I identify, so just accept it without
That's
any
just,
kind of complaining.
Pronouns.
Which one's the pronoun? The ham or the towel?
The ham is the pronoun.
My anomalous identification over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, collecting my weapons if I haven't already. I think looking around at damage and.
Well, you guys aren't in the action yet. I'm asking if you have anything you want to add to the recap.
Oh no.
Because things are not cool on the ship right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, I mean that's.
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Well,
I would like to
I
add
remember what happened. That we're on the
ahead.
way. We're trying to get away into the.
You're in a goddamn hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The search
You've
is a
been in a
pirate
hurricane,
plane.
boy. Desert hurricane volcano. Okay, cool. Then we'll just start.
I would like to add
the ship.
I would add that Soul harpooned the person that was driving their ship, so they are in a world of some disability.
Yeah. You guys harpooned the shit out of the driver, and
Our luck is
instead
kind of
of
running out.
instead of their dreadnought being on your ass and slamming into your back and knocking you out of the sky, it veered off at the last moment into the storm. You guys are in the storm. Have you ever been in a plane in a storm and you look out and you can't see anything? That's what it
And then
looks
you
like.
see like a gremlin jump onto the wing.
That's right. Pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
Fucking terrible.
It's just brown because it's sand. Right. As your ship
Sand.
is wobbling back and forth, you've got the blimp. You're almost like a pendulum, trying to hold on with the winds buffeting you around. Speaking of, where are each of you? I believe Lepid is in the stow. So the second stow, it's the bottom of the ship. Where are you two?
I think I was on the side of the ship.
On the side? Like on the hull? What do you mean on the side? You went overboard? I don't understand, man.
I think he was by the
Sorry,
he was
the side of the ship. I don't know, like against one of the railings, side, not the front or the back, but just
see. So you're in the middle on deck. Basically, I mean, like
on
you
deck,
got the rigging. You got basically the on top of the blimp where the crow's nest is. You got the rigging in the middle. You have on deck. You got the first layer and you have the second layer.
I think I'm on deck.
Okay, you're on deck.
Second layer.
You're on deck.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Really
About the middle.
Time here, obviously. Sorry.
Hanging out. All right, and we do have a map. Ken, I sent you the map
yeah, I got a map
of the ship. Yeah,
it's true.
that could help. And where is Winchester?
Yeah, I was floating. I'm sure that when the ship hit the ground, I probably slammed against the deck, and now I'm tumbling. Hopefully, gonna not fly off the ship.
Depends on your accent. Okay, so Winchester, I'm just gonna tell you where you are. You are at the back of the ship, so aft, where the steering wheel is.
Steering wheel.
So you have this very. If you knew that, why didn't you say it?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Solidus, you're on deck, midship. We'll say on the starboard side, so on the right. Okay. And Lapid, you're in the second stow, in the middle of the ship, in the belly. No, I'm sorry, all the way in the aft, next to the engine that has been sabotaged, and the two dead people. All right, the ship is not out of control. Eros, this sinewy dude, just hanging on for dear life and holding the ship as steady as he can as it's buffeting back and forth. Here and there, those of you that are on deck can see through the torrent of storm. The Great Drop is not a flat place. There are mountains, or not mountains, but hills and valleys and such. And you see every so often one whip by, think Titanic style, like an iceberg. As Eros is sweating bullets, screaming at the top of his lungs, the first mate has run over and is trying to hold on to the wheel, whipped around, does one of those numbers like endos. The wheel like takes him over. It's like, ah! And he like flies over that way, slams against the wall of the captain's quarters. There's no Von Penn. The crew is hanging on for dear life. Those of you on deck, you can roll a reaction roll. This is a wits roll. So your action die, it's a D10, and your wits aspect die. You were looking for 3 successes for Limbo.
I used my wits to aid.
It's only in that round.
Okay.
Yeah, you only when you aid someone, you give them that die. It's gone for the round. So this is a new round. It's also a new scene. So
can I spend cunning?
If you don't want to make this roll, yes.
Yeah, there's something I want to do.
Okay, then you don't make the roll. Go ahead and drop cunning, and names. Solidus, if you want to make the roll, then go for it.
I got a 7 on my action die and like a 2 or 3 on my wits.
How many successes?
4. I don't know what about the action die successes. Is that out of 10? Is it just the I got 7, so it's above 4, but I can't remember if that one splits up into 2 successes.
So all are exactly the same. 1 success is a result of 4 to 7. 2 successes is the result of 8 up.
Then just 1 success is what I got.
Okay. All right, you don't see shit. As you're looking around, you will notice that the crewmen have buckled in, their lifelines. There's like one dude like flying over there, trying to like gather himself in.
Right.
So they might fly off the ship, but people had battened down the hatches. It's a pretty good crew. Beyond that, there's too much going on. Winchester, you spent cunning. What are you doing?
I'm gonna yell at Eros, who's flying the ship. I'm gonna go down and get you some more power to the engines. Fucking don't hit a mountain or something.
You hear Eros. He's like, okay.
And
his eyes are like full of dust and everything.
Use every bit of. I'm gonna try. Is it difficult? I would imagine it's difficult to get to the back to the engine or back to the.
Well, yeah. You're going all the way down and all the way back. So what do you bid to do it?
I am going to bid light on my feet.
Yeah. Describe how you're doing this, as it is difficult and the ship is going all over the place.
Well, I'm an air mage, a fire and air mage, so a good stiff breeze is actually kind of nice. I feel like I'm in my element. I work on an airship. This is kind of my job. So like, turbulence it's like I'm a flight attendant on a turbulent day. Handing out drinks. It's not a big deal.
Okay, so describe yourself getting down there.
I guess I'll use the velocity of me being thrust at the ground to activate an ability that I have and have I'll bid air and flame to activate air and flame.
All right,
which allows me to control my descent and not be blown off the deck. I guess.
All right. So since you're activating Magicka, you have to roll a d6.
Yeah, there's a chaos. There's a chaos die. I get it. But that is a 1. But I'm going to use a proficiency.
You didn't have to roll it all. You could have just made it easy.
Okay.
I feel like I used the ladder, but.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I don't know how to use the ladder. I'm a mage. I'm gonna float down, man.
Cool. I love it. You do. He's rock and roll.
So when I use magic, I'm kind of, the magic is within me. So you actually see sparks of energy. You see the crew sees my hair kind of raise up, and I literally float down the stairs instead of
like in style. As you'll get to the bottom, this is your cunning. And you'll get to the bottom. As all of this was going on and you acted before the thing was going to happen, you don't see you don't have the reaction roll of seeing whatever is about to happen up there. But you get to the bottom and you do note that about halfway down you hear this whine of... there are movable parts on the ship, like a boom and all sorts of different things. And you hear the whine of those things moving, and like people shouting, "Whoa, whoa!" As you hear, "Oh!" That's one thing that you hear. As you get down to the bottom, and looking down the length of the ship, you know the engine is in the aft. So the ass of the ship. Lapid, what are you doing? As we go past the cunning round, past the antagonist, because right now no one's up there to actually see what is going on. So we'll just drop into the player turn.
I get the guy's gun whose face I just bit off.
Yep. His face and part of his, skull is gone, as you're picking like bones out of your teeth. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. He's sort of still gurgling there, but he's not going to make it. You don't think? Maybe. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. I
He
walk
looks
away.
rough. He's a.
I assume he's the guy that killed the other dude.
You can assume anything.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my assumption for now.
Sure. You're saying to yourself, you're like, clearly he's the guy who killed him as you're walking.
Yeah. So I just start walking away.
Yep.
Back up to the towards the top of the ship.
Okay, so way before you get there, as you're walking the length of the ship, you get to the middle where the ladder is, and you'll see floating down like a boss in a video game, Winchester, as his hair is going all over the place and air magic explodes around him as he settles down onto his feet in front of you. You guys are now in the same scene. It is player turn.
You're looking really. What? Are you okay?
It's covered in blood.
Your mouth is bleeding.
No, I'm not the one bleeding. I ate someone's face. But he had it coming, because I'm pretty sure he killed someone else down there. So he shot me. I mean, you can see. Yeah, some of this is my blood. Well, I'll be honest. He did get a shot in on me, but I bit his face off, and so I'd say we're pretty much even, except for him like not being alive soon.
Where's Oswald? Oddwald, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's the guy he shot.
He shot Oddwald. Well,
Yep.
we need a medic or something. We need to make sure that he's okay. He's the engineer.
I don't think you need a medic.
Is he dead?
Oh yeah.
Well, fuck us.
Huh?
And in that moment, there is a rip as the ship hits something, or something hits the ship. You don't know. You hear a calamity as both of you are thrown. Something in front of the ship hits, so you're thrown forward. You can bid or throw down to not be thrown completely recklessly.
I will bid my claws.
Yep, as you.
Is my magic still good? Because I'm kind of in a way.
It's still same round.
Can I use the air pressure to like keep me from flying up against the wall?
Yeah, describe it.
Well, I've got. In order to float, you have to bring a lot of air with you. So I would imagine the air inside the cabin of the ship is it's higher pressure in here. Maybe
to make a person float. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Magicka.
It's Magicka.
Yeah, why not?
So
I mean, it's kind of hard though, because they're open. It's an open chute. So anybody on the stairway is like, boom! This is a jet of air shooting up.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to save the ship and clearly failing at that. So
yeah, it's whatever.
So I'm taking. I've been harnessing this large amount of energy to keep us afloat, and I'm kind of like in the zone. So that's kind of where my head's at.
You don't need to throw down.
Okay.
This time
I say, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fix
you
the
latch
ship.
on, going.
That's it.
Wait.
Okay.
You mean this would be worse if you weren't like in the middle of the air?
We're crashing. I gotta fix the ship. And I'm just gonna move to the engine.
You do feel like you guys are moving down.
Yeah,
There's a down feeling.
I'm hauling ass. Like this conversation has gone to I've moved on.
Okay, as you, like an anime character, fly speedily towards the aft of the ship, and Lapid, your talons are stuck into the wood. It's like ripped up claw marks for like 3-4 feet, like a whole meter for those people that use meters. As you're like undoing yourself from the hull, completely messed up the finish. World action. All right, we're gonna have a fate roll to see if the sabotaging of the engine was so bad. So, and that will determine what happens when Winchester gets there. So who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune?
I don't think I can be any of it because it's involving
Let's see.
me.
Hey, Matty, are you cool rolling a D100? But don't roll it yet.
Okay.
Don't roll it yet. All right, so this is how a fate roll works. I think we've done it before, but I'll explain it again. One person is fortune, one person is false fortune. There are stakes. You guys roll. Whoever's the highest, that's what wins. The players can drop proficiencies, so rerolls, to make both parties roll again. So if you do a proficiency, both parties roll. You can do that 3 times, or until the Arbiter says, hey, stop it. Here are the stakes. So who's fortune, who's false fortune?
I'll be false fortune.
I shall be fortune.
Okay, fortune, false. Here are the stakes. In the event, it's false fortune. Turns out the sabotage was quite extensive. And not only was it half power on the engine, it went down to quarter power, which means you guys are actually falling. You're not falling like a stone, but you're not really gliding, descending. You're falling. You know, you're gonna crash.
We're not free falling, but we're still discount falling.
You are discount falling. However, you get a pip. Fuck you. If it's fortune, you're still descending. You cannot keep at altitude, but it's not a crash landing. It's a controlled crash-ish landing. Okay? One is you're gonna crash soon. The other one is you're in trouble, but you're not crashing. Go ahead and roll. What'd you guys get?
I got a 62.
I got a 90.
Nice.
Ooh, he's false fortune.
No, that's bad. Oh no, that's real bad. Can I spend a proficiency to like get him to roll that again?
You can. So both of you roll. As Winchester, you're getting close. You see sparks, arcs of energy, and maybe fear the worst. As go ahead and roll.
I got an 86.
That's better.
I got 44.
Yay!
Nice. As you see the arc of energy go, but as you get into the engine room, can tell that the runes that are binding the Theurgy together and the chaos that's fueling this engine that shouldn't work, but it does, have not actually been disturbed. You're still at half power, and you see that the damage that's been done is to the engine, the physical engine. So while air magic can help you, it's temporary.
Right.
The engine needs to be fixed. Like, you guys are gonna have to land.
Yeah.
And on half power, a very good pilot could do this without hurting the ship. In a storm like this, it's going to be very, very rough.
Can I bid one of my new traits, Scroll of Runes, to try to power up the runes? I only have a magic control 1.
So this you can absolutely do it when it's actually the player turn.
All right.
Unless you're dropping cunning,
No.
which you're welcome to if you wish. All right. as you're getting there and surveying the scene, on deck, Solidus, you wake up as one of the boom arms had swung around and clocked you in the back of the head and knocked you out for like 30 seconds as you pick yourself up. Thankfully, you had that helmet on. As you take the helmet off and look at it, there's a big dent. Clang, 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 clang. Again, the deck is bedlam. You guys have descended hundreds of feet at this point. If it weren't for the storm, you could see the actual ground. What you can see are valleys jutting up, jagged rocks. They're not mountains per se, because you've descended so far into the drop. It's still going down. Okay, so it's like
Nice.
It's the rough terrain on the way to the bottom. Yeah. Your ears are popping. Runes that are floating in the air that protect the ship are busting as lightning bolts careen by, and this howling wind is all around you. It seems to be getting worse. Eros, holding on, you see he's starting to fail as he's just screaming himself hoarse. First mate is knocked out over there. All hell's breaking loose. Make a reaction roll, action die, and wits to see something. Or you can bid if you don't want to make the roll.
Roll.
So all you need is one success.
I got no successes.
Okay, you can bid if you wish.
0 and a 1.
You can bid a trait,
Oh,
or you can do proficiencies to reroll. It's all up to you. Or not. I'll give you 5 seconds.
proficiencies again?
They're rerolls.
But those are. But what is a proficiency? An example of one?
They are rerolls. So the bottom left of your character sheet, you have a number of proficiencies, and those are rerolls.
Okay. Well, I guess.
On your character sheet,
right. I still haven't figured. I haven't filled that out yet. So I guess.
Yeah, you should definitely fill that out. Just put a 6.
Yeah.
Because you have 6.
Okay. 6.
And
So I'll bid one of those. Yeah. I'll do.
Cool. And on your character sheet, you'll see the different categories. Ignore that. That's
okay.
old. You don't need that. It's just a number.
Okay. Cool. That's easy.
Yeah.
I'll bid one of those then.
Okay, so you do that, which means you can re-roll one of those dice.
Okay. I got it 2.
All right. What do you do?
I mean, I'm just like I'm not gonna capture this one. I don't think.
Okay. As you hit another, the ship hits another rock. Everybody flies forward. You see a couple people. Their umbilicals fall off, and they're like, "No, fucking hell! We're no-named NPCs." Into nothingness. You guys are at 45. And you go to your knee, holding on. You do not see, but you do hear this horrible engine sound, like over top. You can assume it's maybe the airship that was following you, but you don't get a glance at where it is. Into the distance. As the ship is still descending, the action is on all of you. Player turn.
I'm gonna use my new runic ability, Scroll of Runes, to try to help the engine succeed. I realize the engine is the problem, not the runes. I don't really know how any of this works. I'm kind of new at all this. The only reason I don't know anything about it is because the little bit of magic I did above deck while we were shifting around, and I put my staff in, and like the whole, like I kind of peeked into another world a little bit, and so I got this ability, Scroll of Runes, which allows me to kind of manipulate runic magic, I would imagine, better than not. So
yeah, means you know the beginnings of it.
Yeah, the beginnings, just the taste of. So what I try to do is reinforce the runes with the magic that I have in order to.
Okay. So did you read about Scroll of Runes?
Yeah, a little bit. It takes effort. You've got to.
Well, the specific material cost for it.
Yeah, you got to have. There is that. I need to pull it up. So yeah, I'll look at that real quick and then.
Yep. So as Winchester's figuring out like maybe some of his notes as he's flipping through. What are the rest of you doing? Action is on you.
I'm dug in until we stop moving. The claws are like.
Okay. What do you bid to be utterly dug in, and you're just not gonna get messed with unless you get a cannon to the ass, or the ship blows up, or you know.
I am going.
Dive into an ocean, drown, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna bid. My period of life, which is venerable.
Yeah. And how does that apply?
I've done this before.
I love it. As you're like, as you dig yourself in.
Actually,
and
no wait, I got a better
like
one. I got a much better one. That's more like this is the one I should use. Basking.
Like in the sun.
Like that's what I do. Like because I'm a reptile. I'll show up, I dig in, and I just don't move for hours until I get the energy to move for the rest of the day.
I love it. As you're like, and you lock all your joints, and you're stuck there like a little horrific effigy bleeding from the maw. Cool. I love it. And finally, Salvatus.
I would like to try to. Can I still not see anything? Can I look around?
You can look around. You just didn't see the thing that you could have seen.
Right. I want to look up and down, and I want to try to get a sense of where what I see.
So straight down is the deck, which you're on. If you look over the rail, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you look down and you can look up, what are you bidding to see through the storm and see if you can actually get a detail of what you're looking at?
I think I would bid my cautious flaw. Maybe like because I'm looking for like damage control at this point. I'm like, what do I need to do? My option, do I want to get to the front of the ship or the back of the ship essentially?
I dig it. As
the ship's spinning,
As the ship is heading straight. You're just going buffeting back and forth. Eros is holding you guys as steady as possible. As you look over cautiously over the rail, pretty much to save your ass. We'll say that you still have a little bit of that mysticism up, which is kind of giving you the otherworldly spidey sense. Yeah. As you realize, there is a danger that's moved past you all and is way out in front of you, moving away from you. Like that's the big tingly sensation is the thing that wants to kill you is that way. Out ahead.
It's down and ahead of us. Yeah.
Way out ahead of you and moving away from you.
But down.
No.
Okay, away, not down. Okay, we're going down. They're going away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, they're not falling. You also sense in front of you, pretty much your destination. You can tell where you're going. You get a whiff, even through all the wind and the dust, and everybody's covered in mummy style dust. Okay, everything is. You're all gonna get cancer later. Talcum powder everywhere.
Yeah.
Out in front of you, you smell old death.
Oh, great.
A sweet, dusty smell. It is clearly not the wind. It's not on the wind. This is something weird astronomy. You can tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Best place on the ship. Everywhere is equally dangerous. You don't want to be high up.
I see.
Being in the hold would probably be the best. Like down below is the safest place.
Okay, so the ship probably won't like break into pieces when it hits the ground.
That you have no idea.
Okay.
You have no clue. As you look over, you see rocky, like a titan's teeth, just rows and rows of them going down. If you guys were to land here, going the speed you're going, yeah, the ship would explode. It would just grind up like a coffee bean in a coffee grinder. Just be awful. Right? You do not want to lose altitude here. Right? Like you guys are moving at a very, very fast clip across extremely rough terrain. It would be bad news bears. So that's what you see. Up high above you, you see the storm just okay.
Right.
What do you do as you've seen all this?
I'm gonna run to try to help Eros try to stabilize.
As you run up, grabbing onto the wheel, he kind of gives you this bro look. He's like, all right. As you guys kind of like clasp arms real quick. Ooh, fireworks. Fucking bald eagle. As you hold on, and it's quite. Now that it's reinforced, the wheel, the pendulum swing lessens, and you're just heading out as Eros shouts. He's like this far away from you, but he shouts so loud because it's so loud here with the whipping wind. I hope the engine doesn't die. Cut to down below. Winchester, as you're sitting there, realizing with these big runes, think big Chinese characters, okay? Right. You have no clue what they say. You barely know what they are. You know that they have something to do with alchemy. They transmute some sort of chaos energy. You know, you do not have the knowledge to redraw them. But you could kind of sort of maybe fuel them.
Yeah, I'm kind of like meditating and I'm kind of feeling the energy. Not meditating because that's impossible, but I'm just feeling everything. Trying to see the energies of the ley line and feel the world as it is.
Are you tapping into the ley line or something?
I might bid the flowing conduit to kind of.
Okay, we'll assist. Say what is your goal? And then we'll decide what we're bidding.
My goal is to channel more energy into.
Okay, cool.
This.
And what do you bid to do that?
So can I bid the flowing conduit to?
I think that makes sense.
Activate the scroll of runes. All right.
I love it.
There's to gain
lots of energy here
of the runes that already exist and try to connect the severed places where the runes have been potentially destroyed or
okay. I love it. I love this. First things first. Roll your chaos die.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Welcome to Magica.
Yep. That's a 4.
Hell yeah, so that's a success. That's really good for you.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, Winchester, that runes need to be drawn or carved, and the stuff that they're carved into and the materials that are used and all this stuff, if it's whimsical, for example, water, the rune doesn't take shape.
Right.
There is legend of people that could draw in the air or, use their mind's eye to do this. This is not you, at least not right now.
Right.
As far as you're aware, right? Those are like rune masters. Maybe it's possible. Normally, people have to carve stuff into it. There's also a material cost for activating runes.
Right.
Okay. It is almost always blood.
Yeah.
Or some form of energy and ethos. Almost always, because it's blood. Lifeblood has ethos in it, which is energy. It's the purest form. So you know that stuff. As you look, bidding the flowing conduit, the issue is it's essentially a short-circuited engine. To simplify it, to make it as simple as possible, the pieces that connect the two ends or the many ends are not there. They've been
they've been
sabotaged.
shattered. Yeah, and this is hard material, so even if I had something to carve it with, I couldn't carve it.
No.
So can I?
You've got to bridge that gap somehow.
Can I bid Firestarter to activate the Air and Flame to try and connect it with the connect the missing pieces with my natural flame and sparks?
You can absolutely try.
Yeah.
You'll know it is extremely difficult.
Yeah. I mean, but I just need it for a short period of time. Just a very, we're crashing.
It is a very high danger level.
To crash less badly.
Okay. So you're gonna try to use air and flame, your natural energy.
Yeah.
Okay. It will be extremely taxing on you. Go for it. So go ahead and roll.
And what I'll use is I'll use my gift magical to activate.
Okay, cool. I love it. As you activate air and flame, you need to roll a chaos die.
Yep. Another chaos die. 2 chaos dice. That is a 1, and I'm going to fucking.
This is a danger level. I'm gonna give it a good 4 or 5.
Yeah, well, I think it's bad. That's a 3. So that's second
better.
time.
Okay, so you're already at 1 success. Okay, this will be either mind or brawn. It's up to you. So your action die in either mind or brawn.
Yeah.
The difficulty to do this is extraordinary.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if you can actually make it. It is 7 successes.
I don't know if I can make it either. But
that is a threshold 7 to get limbo.
Right.
Okay.
What I'll
so you
do,
need 8 to have a clean success.
What I'll do is
Extremely difficult.
I'll look down and I'll realize that I'm going to fucking die, and I'll spend a point of breath to get me there.
I love it. I love it. That's exactly what breath is for. As you look down, realizing this, looking for your mage's staff. Oh, you don't have it, first of all.
Yeah.
It's up on deck, rocking and rolling, keeping the engine up there alive. How do you achieve this feat?
I realize, in part because the Arbiter says this a little bit, that a lot of runic magic requires blood. So I've got my trusty knife, and so I'll slit down my arm, and blood will be floating in the air around me and connecting with the fire in my and splattering, and even though I don't know this is there, maybe I could spend a pip to say that some of the blood that's in the air as well is, or not in the air, but in the room as well, is starting to float and get connected to these airs.
It wouldn't be a pip, it would be a narrative point.
Oh, a narrative point.
Yeah, because it's in the present. Pips are from past, narrative points are
Okay,
present.
so maybe I'll spend a narrative point to say that
Sure. Beautiful.
some of the blood is going. So it's kind of a bloody, fiery mess that smells like iron.
Smells like an offering in the old days. The old apotheosis, the age of.
wet. It's humid in here. You know, it's hot. It's balmy.
Like a sauna. As you cut your wrists, or like your arm from bicep all the way down, you go lengthwise, fucking hardcore. As blood, you feel yourself drip. If you could see a mirror of yourself, you completely turn pale. As the engine, since you dropped a point of breath, the engine drinks your blood, as though siphoning it through a goddamn straw. As it sucks out your lifeblood, the two dead guys stand up. In this moment of like freeze frame, bullet time, whatever, you see these guys stand up and jilted almost like zombies as blood like erupts from them. The runes of white, you see like blood runes form. And you hear a deep, it's always a deep voice. Think of like a Naruto fox demon voice, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Demon voice from the deep, tremors, okay? Speak whispers to you. Unintelligible things later, and it's like a nightmare you can't quite remember. But Winchester will remember this one word. Malphasia. You can spell that however you want. It's spelled a certain way in the book. Malphasia. It said something else. The voice did. It was an enticing thing. It was power lies here. As you see these blood runes blacken, burn with your air and fire magic, as they solidify in the air unnaturally. And the engine thrums to life, almost full power. Whoop, 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 as you guys kick back up into the air. On deck, Eros, now we're cooking with magic. As Eros, he's holding on. Your name's Solidus. You're holding on, and you almost hear like the Indiana Jones music in the back. As you guys are not gonna crash, heading off into the Great Drop. The blimp, you look above you, you know, it's been all destroyed and whatnot. You're still afloat. You've got your energy. As Eros calls out to you, help me, to Solidus. We gotta land this thing.
All right.
Reptile, you are stuck in the hull. Rather safe-ish. Okay. Final round, as this is going down. Solidus, how are you helping out Eros land this bitch?
How am I helping out? I'm not. My Solidus is not a pilot. But let's see. I mean, I can roll my. Let's see. That would be really simple. Let's see. Roll my brawn or my grace. Bid one of those.
So you can't bid an aspect. You can bid a trait.
I see.
To accomplish your goal, and essentially you gain a little bit of narrative control, right?
Okay.
So
what is
essentially? Yeah.
Gift. Maybe. Yeah, I'll bid my pirate gift. Like I've maybe helped some. I've seen some people around in life, you know, like pilot a ship. So if he's trying to do something, like maybe I can look out. I can pull which way he says pull or push or whatever. And I'm not really. I don't have a lot of creative words for ship flying stuff, so I don't know what to
It's
do.
fine. I have to look them all up all the time. Basically, it's like Eros is like your dad, and he's like, "Come, help me build this house," and you're like, "Okay." As he is telling you what to do, And what are you bidding to aid him in this?
What?
You're bidding pirate. What is it? Pirate sense?
It's a gift.
Yeah, and what is it?
Pirate.
Just pirate. As you bid pirate,
like I am generally
as he R's and you.
I've LARPed as a pirate, I guess.
He's like R, and what do? He's like R.
I think it's just more like I should probably change it from pirate so that people aren't just thinking like Halloween pirates, but like
he's a Halloween pirate, so I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, does he need to keep it straight, or I'll stick a stick in it or something? Do we need to tie a rope to the thing? That's like, I'm not sure. I don't know what we're looking for here. I don't really care what it looks like. We can go down and crash and die. I'm not like, yeah, I can turn the wheel. I don't know what I should put there. So. You take a mulligan.
You don't have to help him.
About like how to hold
you actually don't have to help him at all.
I'm just
it's your turn.
Like,
it's your turn.
What
do you do?
The wheel. Like it's just
simple. Yeah, you help him hold the wheel.
I don't need to like. I don't know what else. If there's something else in there.
All right, cinematically, the camera passes by you.
That'd be great.
Not interesting at all. You're like in the background, like standing there. Yeah. They're like, everybody act like you're into it, and you're like, what? As the camera pans by.
Not look directly into the camera.
Don't look in the camera.
I'll put my hands on
Matty
the wheel.
Looks into the camera.
And look at the camera. Yeah.
It's like directly, like just looks into the camera as it passes by, and you guys, very controlled crash land. Smell salt and brine. Odd smells to be in a desert. High above you, whirling, swirling, is this seemingly unending Jupiter-like storm. It's several hundred feet above you. Torrent blacks out the sky. Before you, Solidus, since you're on deck, you can see out ahead, perhaps quarter mile, maybe a little bit more. There's some mirages going on, but you see a structure of some sort, blistered white, sun-baked, and it looks like there's some Roman-style columns perhaps in front of it. Leading up to it, mind you, this is half a mile out or so. Leading up to it, you see to the right and the left these pools of perhaps they're water or oil. You can't quite tell. Beyond that, it looks like rubble or maybe some kind of like forest, like low-lying, think Arizona cactuses, rocks, and that kind of thing. As it just stretches out.
Nice.
And that is what you'll see. People are picking themselves up. You and Eros are the only two that are actually standing. The first mate is still down. You see the blood pooled around his head as it's dripping off the side of the boat. As he hit his head very hard. Everyone's groaning. The ship kind of settles to the left as the blimp. It's not. It looks like it's indented, like a basketball that's deflated a little bit, that won't bounce quite well. It's not destroyed, it doesn't look like, but it's going to need to be repaired for the ship to actually get off the ground again as things settle. Down below, Reptile Boy, you find yourself, you're half lidded. You kind of wake up, undoing yourself. No idea how long has passed. What are you doing?
I go back to the engine room where I was.
You will see, and we will describe Winchester. Winchester, roll me a D10.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Okay. You take 7 damage.
Ooh.
As you're too goth for your own good. You cut down straight. You didn't cut across. You went, and really hurt yourself.
Yeah.
As you see Winchester leaned up against the side, like in the hay, covered covered. There's so much blood. It's like pooled up like a few centimeters on the ground. As you walk in, Lepid, you're walking in like shallow blood. And they're the two dead guys, one being Oddwald, the other one being Faceless Guy. Their bodies are moved, perhaps because of the crash, but they're in an odd position. They're in the engine, wrapped around like an odd organic melding into the machine. And there perhaps is the thought, how did they fit? Because they're in it, like all like bent over backwards and like staring at you and shit. Both of you can roll sanity rolls, by the way, but continue.
First thing I do is I go up to Winchester. I look at him and see all the mayhem, and I flick my tongue out a couple of times.
I love it.
And I say,
both of you make sanity rolls. Yours will be a threshold 3, Lepid, and
Shit.
we'll say for Winchester, we'll say it's a threshold 2, as you did not use Void Magicka. So
it's action die on mine.
yeah,
That's 2 successes.
okay. Now you have all the ways that you do to gain more successes, which I will not tell you any of them.
I will use
3.
proficiency to reroll
Thank you.
one of the dice.
You got 3. That's a clean success. As described, Winchester, how is it that this does not start weighing down or cracking your sanity?
I think I'm thanking the lady that I'm not dead, and the reason I know that I'm not dead is because I'm in so much pain. And
Yeah, as you have this knife, you should keep this knife.
Yeah,
You can
I'll
see
hold
we'll
on to
give the
this
knife. We'll give the knife a trait, so you get a free trait.
Okay.
You can put in the knife.
Nice.
Decide what that trait is, and you get that. You straight up fold the story advancement into that.
Copy that.
For Lepid, what'd you get on your sanity?
I got 3 successes.
Nice. So that's limbo. As you taste the blood, what? It's up to you. There's a flavor to it, but you are not addicted by any stretch. You're not addicted. As for the humans that are, or the Dunna that are dead, I mean, you've seen lots worse than this.
I look at Winchester and I say, it's clear you're hurt. And I know you didn't kill them. But my next question is even stranger. How did they get up there without being alive? And how did they hurt you despite being not alive? Because I know they were not alive. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I bet that guy's face off. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Because I'm pretty sure face guy or faceless guy shot the other dude. I took care of the situation, but now there's another situation here.
Don't eat me. I'm not food. Same team. Just back off a little bit. Maybe I need a medic. This is just yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I know you need a medic.
I think
if you want me to get a medic, yeah, I'll get you a medic.
Maybe clean this up.
How did you put him there?
There's a lot of shit happening, man.
Lepid, if you want to bid, you can know something about Magicka and perhaps lore.
I will bid. I will bid my gift of the mountain because
There is.
yeah,
Go on. Sorry.
because being a guard at a monastery, people tell you stuff over the years.
So all this is in the DreadLore core book. However, there is such a thing as biomancy. So it is a scroll of magicka, where some people call them surgeons, doctors, healers. Some people call them necromancers, because life and death are kind of on the same timeline. There are whispers of darker things, but you don't know the names of those things. It's just forbidden magicka, forbidden lore. Doesn't necessarily have to be forbidden, but the idea of the dead rising could be collateral to whatever weird mysticism this engine uses. These things are not really well understood anymore. You do know that they operate on chaos. The chaos is the sort of oil that allows things to glide and work. And some really wacky, like ball lightning, Nikola Tesla type shit occurs around Theurgy. So it may have nothing to do with Winchester, or he could be an evil wizard. This is a sign that should be in Lepid's head, that this is odd, and it likely means something.
When Lepid is able to properly bask, it will come to him then.
Indeed.
And,
Go on.
I say to Winchester, all right, I'll get you a doctor.
In fact, Winchester, are you wounded?
Well, yeah, I am not wounded. I still have 1 plot armor left.
Okay, then you are not bleeding.
I have 3 plot armor left. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are not bleeding right now.
No.
It is you have a gnarly gash down your arm, but you didn't hit any arteries, anything that any tendons or nerves or something. Somehow.
Now, keep in mind, I had a pretty bad fight with Faceless Guy.
Oh yeah, you shot.
Some of those wounds are still there, but it doesn't cross my mind. So when I go and see the doctor, when I go and find the doctor, people are going to assume it's from me, but it's not.
Yeah, hopefully the doctor's still on board. Speaking of on deck, Solidus, as you guys have come to a stop and you're sort of looking out through this overcast desert, what are you doing? The action is on you.
I'm dazed. I'm staring at the camera over here. I'm like,
I've been there. I know exactly how that is.
So you said that there was like pools of something out there. Around the ship?
It looks like black, but that could be just the angle.
Okay.
And there's the smell of salt.
Yeah.
And
is it
brine.
Is it dark because it's the sky's being blotted out, or is it just blotted out where the storm is?
It's a good question. You're not 100% sure. Those pools, the nearest one is a couple hundred feet from the ship.
Okay. All right.
And people are still picking themselves up.
Yeah, everyone's picking themselves up.
You can tell Eros is actually injured.
Okay.
But it's an internal injury. He's just his joints are wrecked as he kind of sits down, covered in sweat, as he's just like, I need to sleep.
Well,
and it's kind of on you right now. You're sort of the leading man.
Right. Yeah, people are just getting up. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting this when I woke up. So,
I don't know if it was.
Have you seen the Had you seen the captain previous to this? I hope he didn't fall off.
Eros looks over as he kind of leans over and looks at the door. You see the lock is still on it.
I see.
Looks like the lock's on there.
Still
Then he kind of looks over at you.
Yeah.
But I saw you go in once.
That's
Didn't
right.
know what it was exactly.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see. I don't know. Okay. I'll go down and knock on the door.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so as you knock on the captain's door, oddly, there's an echo. You know he's not going to answer. In fact, Solidus, you have a pretty good idea of what he's in there doing. He's beating it. He's in there down below in that circle doing mysticism, likely.
Yeah. I still don't know what the hell he's up to, though.
Nope.
I mean, maybe he's fighting off some fucking weird ass shit. So then, whatever. I think generally, like, I'll just whoever's near me is like, pick that up, tie that stuff down. Like, we need to
People
get ready.
start doing as you say. Yeah.
Yeah. Get ready for.
You see some of the Marines. They're the first up as they're like looking around. They're looking for order as you start.
Yeah. I'll tell them all to start a watch. I need each one of you to get, on the ship. I need you to be able to talk to each other. So don't go too far, but, have a relay essentially for anything that goes on outside the ship, up or down. And, I need everybody else to clean up stuff, get things out of the way. We need to be ready for when the engine is fixed or if we're all ready to go. Nobody stray off the ship. Don't get off the ship. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to them.
As you'll see the Buteau, so the dragon-looking guy with thick, dry scales, very similar to Lepid, just larger and more in charger. He's the sergeant of the Marines.
Right.
As he's looking around, he hears what you have to say, gives you a nod, and starts shouting to his Marines as they're spreading around the ship. His name is Duroc. As he walks up, he's looking up at you as you're on. You're in the back of the ship. There's a stairway that leads to like kind of a top level, and that's where the wheel is and the captain's quarters and such. As he's looking up at you from the deck, he says, "That other ship, if it made it, it'll be looking for us. We're sitting ducks out here."
Hey, what do you got against ducks, man?
I eat ducks with honey.
Duck soup. We need some soup. Yeah, well, you got any ideas of what we're gonna do about it? It seems like we're gonna have to check out what's going on with the engine room and the wizards, or whoever these
wizards. As you know that wizard is like a bad word. It's like calling someone, like a slur. As Duroc kind of laughs at you doing it, and he says it as well. He'll look out
because we just crashed a ship. It's their fault, obviously.
Of course it is. As he looks around at, perhaps there's a cave or something, or as he turns and sees out the fore of the ship, there's that structure out there.
Structure? What do you see?
As you look out again, and you see that there's about a quarter mile, perhaps a half mile, it's hard to tell, a building with some Roman-style columns and foliage of some sort around it. It's hard to tell. There's mirage heat waves going up, but there is some kind of building out there. Looks like it's maybe 2-3 stories. It's wide and low. Think sort of ziggurat looking.
Right.
So it's an ancient looking building.
Okay. Well, the captain is in his zone. We'll give him a little bit of time to see if he comes out, and we can.
The captain, as he comes up the stair.
Oh.
It's time as he turns to you, looking down at you. How tall are you? Are you a Drowden? Or no, you're Sibleen. How tall are you?
Sibleen. I don't know. Are they normally tall or? or not?
Sabine, you
No,
could
I'm a
be
Celta.
6. Or you're Celta? Yeah, you
Yeah,
could be
Celta.
anywhere from 5 foot to like 6.5 ish.
I would probably make this guy 6 foot.
Yeah. Duroc is 7'8".
All right,
He's a big boy.
sounds like it.
Yeah, Zunts are, and Buteau specifically, they're the largest race, next to Miroshi.
Okay.
As he's towering over you, about a foot. It's time for the captain to wake up. And Solidus, you know about what he's going to do.
Right.
Action is on you right now. What do you do? Since the limelight, it's on the player characters.
The captain is plenty awake. He's just indisposed, fighting something. I don't know what it is, but if you got a better idea than staying on the ship until he's come out of his quarters, then I'm all ears. Let's figure it out.
What do you bid to convince him not to break down the door? As it's a good that's a great. The line you just said is awesome.
The mercenary background, like I'm on his side, and it's like I could care less what the captain thinks, kind of thing. So
as you bid that, you see him kind of bristle, almost like perhaps you've seen it, perhaps you haven't. A dragon guy, his scales like shake, making almost like a rattling sound.
Nice.
But I think we're sitting ducks on the ship.
Yeah. And you hate ducks.
Then again, if we abandon the ship, and they find us, they'll take the engine and everything we have, and the cargo too. I say, if you'd have my opinion,
yeah, right ahead.
we lead a team, and he goes into like,
yeah,
it's either Marine or baseball, you can't tell. As he points, we lead a team. I've never been in the military.
Insider baseball.
I'm just an asshole, right? As he points, we lead a team to that installation over there. Find out what we're dealing with. We also lead a team out to scout these grounds to see if there's any caves where we could hide. We also fortified this base that we've got right now. That's what he says.
And you said before that there's like 70 people on this ship?
Not anymore. There were 50. Now, as far as you know, there's 45.
Okay. And then how many of them are Marines? Like about 8 or something?
Total, there are 8. Exactly. Good job. You get a pip. Well done.
Sweet. And so, all right, well, let's see.
And you know, Duroc is the sergeant. The corporal is a Silta, so like you, so not a dragon person. She is Liss. This is Liss Emberley.
Okay.
And who I believe Winchester saved from flying overboard.
Okay.
And she's a hard as nail son of a bitch. She's actually up on, you can see her on the blimp.
Yeah.
Shouting at people.
Yeah.
She has her rifflet slung over her back as she's like hanging off, like shouting shit.
All right. I mean, I would not be thinking too hard about like the cargo on the ship, but we can't do all these things at once. I would say that like I think we should look for caves, and if we find a cave, then we should put the cargo there, and then we can go explore other realms. And in the meantime, people on the ship essentially are, like you said, sitting ducks. So I mean, if you want to split in two, but people will be carrying it one way, carrying the other, you might as well protect people carrying cargo and just carry it out into the waste. I don't know. Like otherwise, we leave this thing here and we take a gamble. We can find it. We can come back to it. Like
he kind of nods. I'll make the preparation. You devise a plan. We'll meet back here in 20 minutes. As he jumps off and he starts talking in Zunth. And she's like, and they're talking back and forth with each other in lizard talk. And they're starting to mobilize.
Yeah.
Okay. we're going into the montage at this point. Montage being time is going to move a little bit forward. This gives you guys, it's soft role play, so you don't have to bid, you don't have to throw down. In the event you do, then we go back into the dread, which is not soft role play. It's time for you guys to kind of move forward and figure out what you're doing.
I think I figured out what the plan should be.
Okay, so
what is it?
Where are you guys? Are you on deck? Are you down below? Where are you as you're having this conversation?
I probably just stumbled up on deck with the lizard guy.
Okay. So you were all three around the wheel. A little bit of time has passed. The surgeon, let's see, surgeon's assistant, the surgeon, Dr. Wynn Trask. Matty, will you roll me a D6?
One success. It's a 4.
Oh no, just what is the number?
It's a 4.
4?
Yeah.
This guy is a Myri'i.
Okay.
He is an Edlin, which is the general guy. Sort of an olive skin. He's around 6'2", 6'3". Very thin but sinewy still, in the Myri'i way. Their arms and legs are about the same length. Ropey hair that comes down to a braid. It's actually this bleach blonde braid. He has blues, like stark blue eyes. And he's in this just because I want to make it like Dexter's Laboratory, like one of those double-breasted white vests. And he's sitting there tending to Winchester's wound. He's wrapping it and putting salve and stuff on it and those sorts of things.
So, I was talking to Drock, and he said we're sitting ducks. We're sitting like ducks. He doesn't like the way we're sitting like ducks.
Ducks,
and
they fly and they swim.
Yep, very strange. And so we can't really do either of those right now. Or at least I wouldn't recommend we swim if we find any kind of liquid. So
yeah, there's no water over here.
I think that we should probably send a few people who can be quiet, to go see if they can find a place where we can stash our booty. And then another group of us should go towards this. That there's a structure out there. If you can see it, look over there. There's that thing. And
I see that thing.
So I think one half of us should take I think Drock actually should probably take the cargo that's like the most valuable cargo and like take it away to try to find some place to stash it. And then
well, we're not gonna fly anywhere. The little blimp part is not blimping.
Yeah, the blimp party's over.
And then the engine is not really engineing, so I think it's gonna take some repair.
Maybe we should split it into 3 groups. I don't know. What's the third group gonna do? What do you guys think about?
I don't know. What do you think is over there? Where's the captain? Oh yeah, the engineer's dead, and so is that other guy.
Doing. Yeah.
Maybe we should go see what the fuck the captain's doing, because I feel like he's not a captain anymore.
I've already tried to contact the captain. He's busy. He's obviously doing something more important than whatever we might ask him to do. So
I need the doctor. When I flick my tongue out at my gunshot wound, I don't really feel all that great.
Oh. Doctor, do you think I'll live?
As you see the doctor sitting there, and when he's stitching and he pours some Lysia in the wound as it coagulates immediately, and you kind of get a little bit of a high.
Yeah, that feels better.
as it's like icy hot on your arm, even though you have this gnarly gash. Yes, you'll feel very right in just a few seconds, I believe.
Well, I know that
Doctor.
You have such delicate skin. As he like caresses your face a little bit.
Wow.
I use lotion. I know you don't see it, but I get burned a lot. It's just I'm just chapped all the time. Do you have anything for chapped skin? Because like
Maybe the wounded are going to stay on the ship. Actually,
Doctor. I point to my shoulder. Can you help
Oh
me?
my.
yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my. Yeah, as he regards your shoulder, how badly are you wounded?
I took 3 damage from the gunshot.
All plot armor?
Oh,
Yeah, so it's just a few of your scales gone. Oh my poor thing. As he takes like a patch and puts it on there and like rubs it in, like not breaking eye contact, which is no problem for you since you don't have eyelids or whatever it is. As yeah, he does so. He looked fine.
Thank you, Doctor. Soul, I think we need the captain. Where's the first mate? What
is your obsession with this fucking captain?
Well, he pays me.
I would not be relying on any payment at this stage, especially if you're going to be a wimp and not figure out what to do in his absence.
I don't know. I'm just a mage.
That is what I'm pointing out.
As for the first mate, he's still lying face down a few feet away with a pool of blood around his head.
Is that your?
At this point, it's starting to coagulate a little bit.
Doctor, you should be. You should probably go tend to Eros.
Oh, well, no, Eros is not the first mate. Eros is the driver. He's the pilot. The first
The guy on
mate.
the ground with his fucking head split open.
That is Balda.
Balda's pretty tough stuff.
He's
Balda,
the
you okay,
drowned.
buddy?
He's 4 foot tall. As you
Keep touching my skin. Don't help someone else. Touch my skin more.
He doesn't look good. Doesn't look all right. Do you go and check him
over
out?
to Balda? Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, the doctor is a normal NPC. He's a notable, which means you have 1 bid. You guys have not bid him yet, although he's done some stuff. He's been doctoring.
I would like to bid him
Have they already slept together?
fuck with Balda.
What?
I was wondering if Winchester and Trask have already slept together on this journey.
I do not know.
Winchester, I sleep with no one. I am asexual. I'm void of sex.
And Mr. Pronouns.
I am the earth, I am fire, I am air. I am the great beyond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you walk over, you see Balda is there, down, blood's pulled around his head.
I'm gonna scold the doctor. I was like, why didn't you fucking attend to this guy? He's.
I was tending to.
Just do
As
it.
he just sort of like closes his, he squints his eyes at you. Who are you to challenge me? Welp! As he smacks you, bitch smacks you across the face. You can bid to dodge, or you can roll a reaction roll. Brawn or Grace to block or dodge.
Probably just. I don't like being hit because I'm not tough, so I'm probably gonna try and move out of the way.
Okay, so Grace, or are you gonna bid?
Yeah. Grace.
Okay. How many successes do you get?
I got 1.
That's all you need. Since it's a bid or throw down, as he swings as you duck, he goes down and looks at Balda, turning his back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. As it's been a little bit. Let's find out how Balda's doing. Fate roll. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'll be
fortune.
Okay,
false
fortune.
fortune.
All right, stakes. False fortune. Balda's dead. He got brained. He's done. Fortune. He's just hurt. Like bad, but he'll live. Roll it.
I'll roll the dice. I got 57.
I got 37.
Oh, that's not good.
Wah, wah.
I shall volunteer a proficiency.
Okay. As you look and Wynn looks up and he sees, oh, it's bad. And let me check and see if he's breathing. Go ahead and roll.
I got 33.
I got 15.
It's very shallow. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Zip. As he turns him over, and you see there is a shard of like a piece of the deck, a Herculean splinter through his head as the winds were so strong, just whop, and he went down. It is completely through his head. His eyes are going in different directions. His tongue is out. The dude is dead. You see Dr. Wynn.
You had a Phineas Gage situation going on.
Cremate the bodies.
So you see, he does have pistols. Those were his weapons. They're kind of all over his body. Single shot pistols. You have lost a temperate and brave.
Oh no.
Hero.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Yeah. So does anyone gather the pistols or no?
I'll take a pistol. Absolutely.
Okay. Sure.
But I'll do it as nonchalantly as possible. Be like, Win. What is that over there?
Okay. What do you
bid?
bid?
Grab it. I don't know. I'll bid sardonic. It's a positive trait that I.
Yeah, it's a positive. That's the most oxymoronic positive trait. As he's looking the other way, you grab a pistol. Sure. Does anyone take a pistol?
I would.
Okay. Do you?
I already have a
take
pistol.
it?
As
Do you just take it, or do you?
Can I bid my criminal?
Yeah.
Against his picking up the thing. I would have taken them off in a more ceremonious way and been he was a good guy, and then
yeah. As you do that, you're like, oh yeah, I'll make this. Give this the good use. His Wynn's nice. As you see behind Wynn, the mage look under his coat, take out his loose change, fucking take a pistol. That's it.
I'm the thief here.
Winchester, make a D6. Roll a D6.
Okay. Rolling a D6. Does it go off when I take it? That's a 6.
Yeah, so you get 6 coin.
Oh, nice.
So that is 6 weeks. So 1 coin is worth 1 week's labor, and a week is 10 days. So you have 6 coin, which is, in our terms, it's 3 months of work.
Nice.
This guy had on.
Wow.
Well,
so we're just oh shit as you grab that. For your way of doing it, Solidus, since it's criminal, but it's more sort of out in the open. You see the doctor kind of nod as he says, "Oh, you should take 2 of these. It's always better to have 2 than 1." So he gives you 2 of the heavy pistols. And you'll need some ammo. So roll a D6. I'm sorry, a D12, and we'll see how many shells you have. For Winchester, roll a D6. No, it's one shot. Sorry, they're 1-shot pistols.
One shot.
And they will be loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get 8 extra shells.
Okay.
Solidus. So the pistols are 1 shot. That's all they hold. And they're these fucking hoss-ass shells. And you have 8 extra ones. You will note these are, and this for you as well, Winchester, these are caster shells. So think of shotgun shells, and they have these Tibetan-style wrappings on them that has a spell on them. They ain't just bullets, is my point.
Extra bullets. Is that 3d6?
They're like super bullets. 3d6 plus 1.
Plus 1
is the damage.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
so
better than
when
I
you can
do no damage.
Yeah, the damage die on those caster shells is 3d6 plus 1. On the normal hand cannon, it's 2d6 plus 1. And Lepid, what kind of gun do you have?
From the guy whose face I bit off, I got a light sidearm.
A light sidearm. Okay, so he has a holdout. So it's very, very easy to hide. It has stealth as a trait on it, which means if you bid it, you get a d6 instead of a d4. And of course you can bid it and you can bid stealth on it. And it's small. It's a 2d4 plus 1 is what that does. Okay, let's take a short break. We will re-drink. The lizards can drain theirs. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Cool?
Nice.
Cool.